literally called the one who receives the light. Boy group SHINee has shown the light of K-pop all across Asia and more. Known for fashion, vocal ability, and dance. One of the most popular groups of their generation, 11 years strong. This is the history of what happened to SHINee. The year is 2008. SM Entertainment wanted an R&B boy group that was much more than just a group. SM wanted icons. Groups like TVXQ and legendary group Super Junior already debuted from SM, but SHINee was meant to not only be a talented group, but a fashionable one. And so, taemin, minho, ki, onew, and Jonghyun were brought together to become SHINee. The ageless song Replay would be SHINee's introduction to the world. Okay, so the fashion wasn't as forward as we expected, but SHINee immediately became shining stars. Replay debuted at number 10 in Korean charts and would peak at number 8. An incredible response from a brand new group. Even claiming awards such as Rookie of the Month and Hot New Star, SHINee then released their first full-length album, The SHINee World, and the title track Love Like Oxygen, which turns out was a delightful cover of Martin Heidegger's Show the World. Martin was a 15-year-old contestant that won the UK X Factor back in 2008. But this song, Love Like Oxygen, gave SHINee their first win on M Countdown. The follow-up to Love Like Oxygen was in the repackaged version of the SHINee World, Amigo. With 3 hits in 1 year, SHINee was awarded the Best New Male Group at MAMA 2008.
SHINee.
누난 너무 예뻐, 산소 같은 너, 아미고까지 데뷔 이후 세 곡을 연달아 히트시킨 그룹 SHINee가
지금 이 자리에서도 항상 저희를 응원해주시고 너무나 감사드리는 정자 이사님 너무 감사드립니다. 네, 그리고 항상 저희 좋은 곡 하게 해주시는 유영지 이사님 너무 감사드리고요. 네.
감사합니다. 할머니 사랑합니다. 할머니 사랑해요.
In the following year, in 2009, SHINee returned with Juliet. And again, this song was a remake of Corbin Bleu, Deal With It. Yes, the same guy from High School Musical. What a strange time the early 2000s was. But SHINee was able to make this version an iconic one and won their second first place award on Music Bank. Later in the year, SHINee worked on a song that would become a kind of a joke among K-pop fans, but it was actually SHINee's first song to reach worldwide. Yeah, Ring Ding Dong was fantastic and elastic, and a song you just can't help but sing along with. In 2010, the group dropped their second full-length album with the title track, Lucifer. If you time traveled and landed at a time where this song was playing, you probably would say, ah, yeah, this is definitely the second generation of K-pop. The choreography alone caused SHINee to win Best Dance Performance Award at the 2010 Mnet Asian Music Awards. Ah, yes, Hello was the next title track, a part of the repackaged version of Lucifer. It was much more bright and cheerful than what Lucifer was, but now we see SHINee become what they were destined to be. Versatile and not afraid to try something new. SHINee would join the SM Family and SM Town Live World Tour in 2011. Such a beautiful time that was. Japan would welcome SHINee as they debuted with their Japanese version of Replay becoming certified gold with over 100,000 copies sold. SHINee would make headlines and cause a stir in London when SHINee became the first Asian artist to perform at the Abbey Road Studios. Later, SHINee would release a Japanese version of the other hits, Juliet and Lucifer. SHINee would go back to London after being invited to the 6th London Korean Film Festival, selling out tickets in minutes, making SHINee the first Korean act to hold a concert in London. Continuously, SHINee would release Japanese versions of their songs to become a very successful group in the country. Returning back from international ventures, SHINee was ready for a new comeback, and I'm so curious what that comeback would be like. SHINee's back. With that trademark intro, SHINee came back with Sherlock, a detective-themed music video with Girls' Generation's Jessica. Sherlock was also one of the most sold albums in Korea in 2012. SHINee would find themselves again winning the Best Dance Performance Male Group at Mama 2012. 2013 came around and SHINee would try something new. Their comeback would be broken up into two, with the songs Dream Girl, an electric pop track, and Why So Serious, a heavy rock electric guitar track but still felt light in contrast. After coming back from Japan, SHINee conceived their new release, and it's something no one has seen coming, and something SHINee hasn't ever done before. Everybody was SHINee's first take on dubstep. In a time when Skrillex was a rising artist in America, Everybody was a fusion of the newfound genre dubstep and K-pop. It was difficult to pull off and many found it odd, but SHINee displayed one of the hardest choreographies in modern K-pop with this song. From flinging Taemin from the ground to his feet to this human machine move. Without realizing it, Everybody could have been SHINee's most legendary song and most underrated. But it wouldn't go unnoticed by Korea as SHINee won the grand prize of the Artist of the Year at Melon Music Awards in 2013.
SHINee!
2013 멜론 뮤직 어워드 세계 대상 중 아티스트상 수상자는 샤이니입니다.
저희 6년 동안 정말 열심히 달려온 멤버들한테 다시 한번 고맙단 말 하고 싶습니다. 마지막으로 부모님 사랑하고요. 샤이니월드 감사합니다.
As you can see, it means a lot to the group. From there, SHINee went on their sizable tour SHINee World 3, with shows spanning from all the way in Latin America, Japan, and of course Korea. The rest of 2012 was booked with concerts, for SHINee performing in a total of 20 cities. 2015, after wrapping up their tour in Japan, SHINee went back to work on their fourth studio album, Odd, and the title track, View. Written and produced by member Jonghyun and LND Noise, View was a much more mature sounding and looking SHINee. Escaping the idol life for a moment, the music video for View was the most viewed K-pop music video of the month. Odd also made a splash in Billboard charts, hitting number 9 in the Heat Seekers chart and number 1 in world album charts, even breaking into the US markets by selling over 2,000 copies in the States. Funny enough, View could have gone to another SM group. Girl group FX had a comeback in the same year with 4 Walls. It is said in the beginning of the production for SHINee's comeback, 4 Walls could have been chosen for SHINee and FX could have gotten View. Months later, SHINee said they're married to the music in the repackaged version of the Odd album, and this is around the time that I fell in love with SHINee. I love their swagger and passion in View and married to the music. Early 2016, SHINee was named one of the top Korean celebrities by Forbes Korean Power Rankings. After another world tour, SHINee prepared a new album called One of One, with the title of the same name. Going back to the retro sound of the 80s, One of One embodied the era in a SHINee way. A repackaged version would be released with the title track, Tell Me What to Do. SHINee would tour again in Japan before returning back home, where the immense loss to the K-pop world and the world in general happened. On December 20th, 2017, member Kim Jonghyun was found unconscious and unresponsive in his home in Gangnam. Rushed to the hospital, Jonghyun was declared dead by the morning. An investigation found burned coal briquettes which produced carbon monoxide. It was a suicide attempt, and Jonghyun's family didn't want an autopsy done. Family and friends recall receiving a text from Jonghyun before he passed. One text message read, "Final farewell," while the other said, "I've had a hard time. Please let me go and say I did a good job." Jonghyun was laid to rest on December 21st, bidded farewell by his band members, family and friends, and countless other people and artists in K-pop. Jonghyun's last words saying he had a hard time shed light on depression in Korea, a country where mental health and depression is a stigma. While growing up in a strict and competitive school system breeds mental stress, Jonghyun started a movement and brought awareness to something almost everyone suffers through. But yet, many felt comfort that day, the day Jonghyun was laid to rest, when fans looked up to the sky and captured these photos. Fans say they witnessed the moon turn aqua pearl, SHINee's color. While it may not actually be the moon, it was a phenomenon captured, showing that Jonghyun made it to where he will no longer feel pain. Jonghyun touched Minnie in his 27 years here. He woke people up to a problem many are facing. He will never ever be forgotten. You did well. Rest in peace, Kim Jonghyun. SHINee as a group lost a vital part of them, but continued as Jonghyun would have wanted with a special comeback trilogy with Good Evening, I Want You, and Our Page, where you can see glimpses of the member who is still with them. Finishing up in 2018 with the epilogue of The Story of Light, that would be SHINee's last activities together, as onew, Key, and Minho have enlisted into the military to serve their mandatory military service, leaving Taemin the only member to continue to promote solo. SHINee, over the course of their 11-year career, has played a major part in K-pop growing into a music genre and into its own culture, spreading the sound all over the world, not choosing concepts, but making them. While awards and records may be important to some, what's more important for SHINee is if they made an impact and shined the light on everyone living in the dark. Okay, first off, I want to apologize that I couldn't get through the recording as smoothly as I like, but still, 2 years later, I still feel raw emotion when talking about Jonghyun. Although it's tragic, there's light at the end. I hope you guys enjoyed. I had to stop many times while writing the script, while editing, while recording. It's a way of honoring them and in loving memory of Jonghyun. Hopefully I did good. Hopefully Jonghyun is smiling on me, on all of us who's been touched by him. Thank you guys for watching. You know, the usual YouTube, whatever, subscribe and all that. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Annyeong.